Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Right, so one of my alliance mates yesterday did get lucky enough with the early access bundles to pull Captain America Sam Wilson. And since initially there was fairly few videos, and since then we have had some more come out, but I still asked my alliance mate to send me over some gameplay using his rank 1 6-star, and just to kind of like see what happens and what he thinks about it and what are the, initial impressions and my impressions now that I have viewed some of the CCP videos, now that I have viewed his gameplay when I have spoken with him. And the first and the biggest criticism everybody has about the Captain America is obviously his damage output. And look, let's be clear. The man does not do a lot of damage, and does actually surprisingly small amount of damage. For instance, his level 2 ruptures, even with those 3 physical vulnerability stacks active, seem kind of even comically small. In an average fight, you'd likely cause opponent to heal more with willpower. As you can see, like they're ticking away 54 per tick, something like that. So yeah, if opponent has willpower, they'd probably be regenerating that. So where I'm getting with that, he definitely is not a great damage dealer. That much is a given. But not every champion has to hit insanely hard. We have plenty of champions towards the top of the game that we all acknowledge as some of the top champions in the game that do not have that access to super huge, insane damage outputs. It is a bummer though. It is definitely the thing that is letting him down. It's the weakest aspect of the character. But that alone does not a character make or break, because there are many other things to the champion. And that is fortunate for Captain America Sam Wilson. Now, I don't even want to show the entire Winter Soldier fight, to be honest, but it's meant to be more of as a background, I suppose. I will show a couple more fights that I got sent over. Keep in mind that, again, this is not my gameplay. But he does have a lot going on in his kit. And a lot of people seemingly have kind of already written him off as just another filler character, just another champion that's going to be forgotten in a couple of months, and, nobody's going to be chasing or ranking. Now, I don't think I agree with that. I do think that he is a useful acquisition for any account, especially for top tier account. If anything, I think this champion seems to be kind of more geared towards competitive game modes. Not necessarily maybe Alliance Quest, because you do not want to spend that much time in Alliance Quest. But for instance, when you do Alliance War, you always use highest ranked, champions possible. So you're going to have him at rank 3. You're going to ideally have him awakened, which would improve his damage as well. And you're probably going to put on some boosts, maybe tank boosts, maybe power start 1 boost, or whichever. And then, the damage all of a sudden becomes a lot less of a problem. And the main topic of the conversation is whether he has the substance for the fight, whether he counters the abilities that need to be countered. And he does have several useful things, but one of the more useful things that I think he has in his kit is the fact that he can reduce opponents' ability accuracy by 100% whilst they strike your block if you have the bulwark buff active, which you can activate via heavy attack or an intercept. So not that big of an ask. And looking at Alliance War map itself, we can see kinetic transference that this guy could completely shut down. We can see stunning reflection nodes that this guy could completely shut down. And we can see multitude of different nodes or champion abilities. Because more and more recently, we do get adverse effects whenever we take hit on a block. More and more champion abilities work through block. As an ancient one is like, I don't know, Yondu putting bleeds on you through block, or Squirrel Girl putting bleeds. And I know that those are not the hardest champions to fight against, but you guys know what I mean. More and more champions do bad stuff to you when they touch your block. And more nodes do that. as I mentioned, stunning reflection, kinetic transference. Then we have all of those 50 different disorient nodes that Kabam recently loves to use. And the fact that Captain America counters that extremely well. Only champion who has kind of comparatively similar ability, I would guess, would be Proxima or Sabretooth with the synergy. But those are typically on well-timed blocks only. With Cap, you can tank the entire combo. Also, he is fairly tanky himself. Now, here's going to be just another quick showcase against Professor X. And I believe he's still ranked 1. He either just have like a beefier synergy team or some boosts activated from Alliance War. So what do I think about Captain America? Am I slightly disappointed in his damage output? Yes, I cannot lie about that. Do I think that that is necessarily an absolute deal breaker? No, I don't. I do think there is still plenty of value in the champion. He's not going to be the champion that you put on your team just to go clear a random quest. You're going to have 20 better options in pretty much any class of the champions. You're going to have a lot better damage dealing champions. You're going to have champions who access their damage much quicker, and so on and so forth. But that's perfectly fine, because, you know, Human Torch is also not one of those champions. Human Torch you use for specific matchups. Magneto is a champion that you use for specific matchups, so on and so forth. Even Nimrod. Nimrod is not that great of a champion in a casual fight. You know, he's not awful, but he's definitely not anything insane. But that does not mean that those champions are not good or they don't have value. So, I will be trying to get my hands on this guy, perhaps even grind for him. I do believe that he could have potentially use in Alliance War. He could have potentially use in some future story content. And I also do think that he could potentially have some use in solo competitive mode that's coming to the game relatively shortly. So all of those things put together, it's pointless to pretend that his damage output will not be a deal breaker for some. It's pointless to pretend that, you know, I don't wish that he had more damage or more powerful raptures or something. Yes, all of those things are true, but it can be also true at the same time that I still think that there more likely than not will be times when most of us wish that we had this guy. Most of us will wish that we have them ranked up, because he does counter several problematic fights, counters pretty much most of the mutant class, and plenty of the new age Kabam nodes with all of the disorients. And currently, like when we deal with those disorient nodes, there's only Apocalypse that's fully immune to disorient. And other than that, you know, they can be very, very troublesome. So yes, I think I have made a decision that I am likely to gonna try and grind for the guy. I'm gonna try and get my hands on him, despite his apparent lack of damage. And that, I believe, is just about it. So huge thank you to my teammate for sending these over. Greatly appreciated. Let me know what you guys think about Captain America Sam Wilson after you have seen some gameplay with him. As far as this video goes, we are pretty much done. So I do sincerely hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about